Okay, I'm sorry that the camera, I'm really having some issues with my camera. I don't know why that I'm having such issues with it, but I am. It just has a tendency to not to not. Now, a lot of you have asked, what is this on my hand? Okay, all this is just a brace to keep my wrist straight. Is all it is. It isn't, and it doesn't help me carve or anything like that. It helps me keep my wrist straight, and that helps with keeping carpal tunnel, other things like that, away from my, straining my wrist and everything like that. So that's all that is. Anyway, I'm sorry that the camera went off, and we'll deal with that as we go along. Just forgive me. I'm very backwards when it comes to electronics. So, okay. As we had started, we want to bring the hat back on both sides, from the front and from the back, and what we'll do is we'll meet in the middle. It's a totally different way than normally that we carve, okay, that normally I carve. So it's a little bit different, but I like to do things that are different than the way I particularly carve, because it helps show people different ways of doing it. In other words, I don't usually carve from the front like this. I'm a lot different than that, but he has done that, and that's fine. He accomplishes his just a way. Okay, now I'm gonna continue to bring the arms back. And actually these are the shoulders up here, but I'm bringing them back as well, because that will give me room for my face and my beard. And the rest of it, okay? Okay. And also, it helps me bring my shoes back. In a matter of speaking. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. There's something. I have to get me some water. I have asthma. It's funny, I developed asthma in my 60s. Never had asthma in my life, and I developed it, and I really have some issues with it, because I don't know how to deal with it. A lot of people have dealt with it all their life, and okay. See how we bring it on the top, how we're bringing this side back and this side back, in other words. And the different ways that we're doing things. Okay. And of course, we'll round this off in such a way. This will all be rounded off. We'll do this, and this will all. That's why we have to bring this to the front, because we have to also round off the hat, because naturally Amish, their hats are round. Okay. Now another thing we need to do is to separate the face from the hat. Okay? So we're going to do that. We have to bring the, it's another reason we have to bring the face in, because it has to fit underneath the hat. And all this has to fit underneath the hat. Okay. Now, I like the way that he didn't put necessarily a face on them. I think that's a unique way of doing it. What I'm doing is just basically, see that? And we will continue to, and we'll bring the hat in, and what we do is sort of from each side, because the hat is sort of a round thing. We're gonna take the things off here. And then we're going to start kind of, as we get it closer, we're going to start kind of rounding this top of this hat off a little bit. See, like this? See how we sort of take off and round that hat? And then as we do that, well, then we can round this even more until it also, and see, we also from the back we have to do the same thing. We have to take off this area here and this area here. We have to kind of make it so we have to also come from the back and cut into this area here so that it looks like the hat is fitting up underneath the head. Okay? All right. Now we will continue to bring our arms down. And our arms naturally will be and our legs down. See, I work around the figure from, as I take a certain part down, I take another part down, and I take another part down. And that's for a reason. Now, if we look at the thing, we don't want to really come in much more than what that is right in here. We'll bring that down a little bit. Bring the shoes. Now, like I said, he didn't bring the feet back this far, but I wanted to do that. I wanted to bring the feet back and kind of give it a little bit more depth. That way, I'm able to bring a little bit more. Now, one of the things we want to do is we want to bring this, go ahead and do this face. And this face comes sort of basically like this, comes up here like this. So we want to go ahead and cut into the face. We want to cut the outside here because the beard will fit underneath the face. Okay. And the beard will fit underneath the face like this. Okay, just like that. See that? So we're going to bring that back like that, and then we're going to bring the beard sort of underneath it like this. And we're going to come across here like this. So the beard will come underneath his face like here. So we want to, you know, we want to make the face come out, but we want to also not take away from the beard either, in other words. So, in a manner of speaking, we're bringing the face out. But a beard, remember, is part of the face, really, in a lot of ways. So we don't want to bring it out too far. Just kind of do it like this, where it fits up underneath the face like this, in other words. And then the face is sort of rounded off like that. We sort of do that. Okay. Now we also, we'll get to the clothes later. We'll work on the clothes later. That's all going to come up underneath, kind of in here. And then we'll work on the clothes. We can even bring the beard out a little bit more, in other words. And we want to, this area here, we want to take, and we want to bring this down, okay? Because arms do not come up, these are shoulders, so arms do not come up that far. So we're going to sort of do that type of situation right there, where this is, these are more of a block figures than so. And then we're going to go ahead and take the hat, and we can bring it around some more. See, our purpose is to bring the hat around where it is now. Also, there is the hat is going to have to come down, because the brim of a hat is not that thick, okay? So we're going to have to bring the brim of the hat down. We're going to have to thin that up, because that is not what the brim of a hat is. It's way too thick. Way too thick. So, and I didn't want to cut it too thin when I cut it on the bandsaw, because then the breakage becomes a real problem. So now what I'm going to do is, I can feel my knife already starting to get a little bit dull, so I'm going to go ahead and go in here, sharpen it real quick. Right? And most of you know that I only strop my knives. I don't sharpen my knives. I strop them. So, much better. Much better. I can always feel my knife getting dull. And so I work with it. Especially when you get around the brim. You want your knife to be very sharp, because you don't want it to break. You don't want it to break the brim. You want it to cut cleanly.